Hey there, is that S. Shayless? Hey there, is it Camerlin? Janie, how are you doing? We look over the camera. Hey y'all, how you guys doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? I'm just waiting for my restream to go live. How is everybody doing? Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Well, hey there, Agnes McCurry. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Twyla. Twyla, how are you doing? Dog Defender, how are you? I'm doing great. Hey, just be real. How are you doing? I was just about to ask if YouTube was up. I was looking for my live stream on YouTube. Hey, everybody. Hey, Miss Shirley, how are you doing? Gino, April, how are you guys doing? Oh, you're so welcome, Miss Agnes. Hi, Kyra. How are you? Is it Cherry? Margie? Hey, Miss Valerie, how are you doing? Hair braider. Casey, how are you doing? Let's see. You see me? Okay. Thanks, Just Be Real. You doing good? Nice to see you too. Of what I can see of you. How are you? Hey, Miss Tiffany, how are you doing? Hey, April, good evening to you. Shoshana, how are you doing? How are you doing? Hey, Miss Laura, how are you doing? Just looking for my live. Just looking for my live on here. Hello, Maddie. Hello, how are you doing? Hey, Mercedes, that's my daughter's name. Hey, Mercedes. Hey, Jai, you're welcome. Taria, how are you doing? Birmingham, okay. All right, Birmingham. Thank you, Telsha. I don't know where you at, but I know you somewhere on there. Hey, Durrell, hi, Durrell. Charlotte, Miss Ray, Angela, Todrick, how are you doing? Let me find my live stream on here. Give me just a second. It's on here somewhere. I said it right, Taria. Hey, Paris. What a beautiful, expensive name. Hey, Debbie. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, let's see here. Give me a second. Trying to see what my lives are on here. How are you? Caitlin, Ray Thomas, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me. Aisha, Renee, how are you? Hello, everybody. I'm looking for my live on. I'm looking for my live. Let me see where my live is at. All right, I'll get back to it in a minute. She's somewhere in there. Telsha somewhere. I haven't seen her pop up. No, she's somewhere on here. Hey, Monica, Martha, Desiree. You caught me live. Hey there. Thank you. Hey, Rigga. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. To be loved. I like that. Martha, Monica, how are you? Oh, just giving some people time to get in here. Sorry, but there she go. Hey, Telsha. They go Telsha with the T on MPD, y'all. Uh, you deserve more. Okay, I see you. Hope all is well, Miss Rigga. Naisha, Shakur. All right. Well, hey there, newbie. Thank you for being here. Excuse me if you hear me gulping. I was really thirsty. Sorry about that. And I know you guys probably hear my air conditioner running in the background. I'm sorry. It was hot in here. Hey, Miss Barbara. Okay. How's everyone doing? Is Roro now? Changed mind. That's what I'm talking about. How is everyone doing? Hey there. How is everyone doing? All right. There we go. Let's go on and get Darrell out of here. There we go. Hey, Miss Yolanda. Miss D, how are you from Florida? Okay, I see you. Hello, D. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. We're gonna wait a few more minutes and I'm gonna start Clubhouse. Mukala Sadiq. Hopefully I said that right. Mukala Sadiq. That's very pretty. Hey, Sasha from Connecticut. Pam from California. Okay. It's hot down there. It's a little hot up here too. How's everyone doing? If you have Clubhouse, you are welcome to join me on Clubhouse. Thank you so much, Miss Martha. I appreciate you. Are you coming to my conference? I hope you're coming to Atlanta. If you're not coming to Atlanta, you can watch the conference on July 30th on Zoom. I hope you guys are going to be at my conference. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Hey, Lorraine. How are you? Chicago. Okay, I see you. I'm going to be in Chicago soon. Veronica from Canada. All right. Pootie from Pennsylvania. Oh, I love you back. Thank you so much. New York. Okay. Georgia. Erica. Okay. Hello, everyone. So if you have Clubhouse, you're welcome to join me on Clubhouse. I'm not going to try to be long tonight. I'm actually tired. Hey, Yashonda. Oh, excuse me. As you see, right? So I'm a little tired tonight. I've been have a busy week as I'm preparing for this conference in Georgia. I hope that you guys are able to come to Georgia. If you cannot come in person, I hope that you guys can be online with me for the conference. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling y'all don't want to miss it. All right, Minnesota, Michael L. Weist, welcome, sir. But you don't want to miss it. I have some phenomenal speakers that are on the forum. You can have myself, my good friend Bridget Griffin, who is also a domestic violence advocate. Marcus Moreau, some of you guys have heard him speak on Apostle Sadler's platform on Clubhouse. He talks about that new group of people that you hear a lot about the alpha males, the blue versus red pill, the alpha males. And then my big sister, Kathy Gibson, who is going to be on the Zoom. And then, of course, Apostle Helen Sadler, your destiny helper, who's going to be there in person. You guys get to meet Telsha with the T on NPD. And then Tasha Leelaman. Some of you guys know her from over at Clubhouse. But these are all the people that are going to be there. Now, Telsha, Tasha, we're all going to do a round table talk after the conference. So the conference, small breakfast at 7, lunch. You're going to get a lunch, and it's going to be a conference, all the speakers, and then around 4:30, we're going to have a round table. So like the round table that you hear on Clubhouse with Apostle Sadler, and all the people, a lot of the people that you're used to hearing on there are going to be there on the platform in Atlanta. So if you have not registered yet, please go register for the conference. There's still space for general public and general admissions. And for those of you that can only do it online, you're going to be with us the whole time from morning, where you see us snacking and drinking coffee, laughing. You're going to have to bring some tissue with you, because a lot of people did cry, during the conference. Hello, Officially Reloaded. But a lot of people did. They cried, laughed, cried some more. But they felt, hey, sis, hey, Danielle. Danielle was there, cried, laughed. I even cried a little bit, little thug tears. I had little thug tears, Telsha. But I cried a little bit too, because I was so excited. The fact that people actually came out and they really enjoyed themselves. It was really great, and people really, truly, enjoyed themselves. And I was so honored. I was so blessed for these people to come out to hear what we had to say. And you don't want to miss it, because we're talking about training your narcissist. It was just a little thug tears. It wasn't a thug tear. It was some thug tears. Yeah, it was some thug tears. Danielle saw me shed a little thug tears, and she started boohooing. And but you guys, you don't want to miss it, because we're talking about training your terrorist. And yeah, I had little thug tears. Telsha had them little thug tears, but it did touch me, because I was so honored because a lot of people that were on Facebook, a lot of you guys that are behind your names on Facebook and on YouTube, I actually got to meet the people behind the names. And I met Misha, Miss Vanessa Patterson. I met Danielle. I mean, there were so many people. I met Miss um, Shirley and Miss Shirley Tall too. And so I felt better. Uh, the thug tears. But but yes, I got to meet a lot of the people behind the names, and it was such an honor because they talked to each other, they connected with each other, they laughed, they cried, they got information, and you don't want to miss it this year because we're talking about training your terrorist. And when you're training a terrorist, you're training that narcissist. Some of you guys are doing it, and you're doing it unintentionally. But this conference is going to teach you some things about what to look for, about what this terrorist looks like, how to protect yourself, how to protect your children, and listen, I'm telling you, you got to be at this conference. You don't want to miss it. This week, I'm going to try to do an interview with Bridget Griffin and Marcus Monroe, so you guys can get an idea of who they are and what they talk about. So I'm going to try to do an interview with them this week, and then I'm going to do an interview with my big sister, Kathy Gibson, My Life is Intentional, and my mother, Apostle Helen Sadler. I'm going to try to do an interview with them, hopefully the following week, so you guys get to see who's going to be at this conference. Miss Valerie said last year was awesome. And yes, we really did enjoy ourselves, and laughter and tears was a big part of it, wasn't it? We truly enjoyed ourselves. We really did. We truly enjoyed ourselves. We had a great time. And Telsha loved to laugh. Danielle loved to laugh. You got all the people in there that they're going to make you cry, but at the same time, they're going to have you laughing. So yes, you enjoy yourself. So don't miss it. So those of you that also have Clubhouse, you're welcome to come over to Clubhouse. Melanin Galore. She said, yes, last year was wonderful. Okay, wait a minute. Who's the name behind Melanin Galore? Who's the name behind that? See, some of you guys, I don't know your name until I see your name. I don't cry. My eyeballs just sweat sometimes. Just saying. I feel you. I understand. Hey, Nanette, how are you? So those of you that, she said, yes, Dr. Bryant is an outstanding teacher. The conference is going to be lit. Yes, it will. Nikia. All right, Nikia. Hey, Nikia, how are you? I hope you coming this year. You coming this year? And then next year, we're going to be in California. Yeah, Telsha loved to laugh. She'll start laughing before I finish my sentence. And so would Danielle. But listen, so those of you that have, this lighting is bad. So those of you that have, this lighting over here is bad. It's good over here on my restream, but it's bad over here on Instagram. Usually it's the other way around. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of yellow in this picture. Forgive me. But thank you guys so much for being here. Hey, Lewis Brown. And is that Jay Breezy? How are you doing? Miss As Collectibles. Okay, I see you. All right. So those of you that also, thank you, Miss Sharon. Those of you that have Clubhouse, you're welcome to come over to Clubhouse. I'm going to start Clubhouse for us. I'm going to start Clubhouse. And let me see how to start my Clubhouse. Hold on just a moment. Let me start my Clubhouse. There we go. So those of you that also have Clubhouse, come on over to Clubhouse. And let's see. Hey, just be real. Miss Valerie, I don't know. Hey, Miss Dominique, Crowned, Anita, how are you doing? I don't know if you still have to be invited to come to Clubhouse. You can download the app, but I'm not sure if you still have to have an invite. I'm not sure you still have to. Hey, Kiana, Mercy, beautiful name. But I'm not sure if you still have to have an invite to come on Clubhouse. I'm not sure yet. Hey, Sheikah, thank you for being here. Hi, who's that? Hey, Miss Shirley and Ken, how are you? You have to excuse me. I have to look down on the bottom of the phone because I can't see what's coming up. Just Be Real said that she has the link. Miss Valerie, Just Be Real is going to post the link. Hopefully you see it. Let me look and see where Miss Valerie's at. Is she on Facebook or is she on? Valerie is on YouTube. So Valerie, hey, that cluster be free. Miss Karen, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. She's going to be in Hawaii. So those of you that are going to come to the conference in Hawaii, you guys are going to get to meet Miss Karen, Cluster Be Free. Karen, Valerie said the conference was lit last year. It was It will be an inferno this year. Absolutely. Ms. Valerie, Just Be Real is going to post the link to Clubhouse. So if you want to come over to Clubhouse, hey, Miss Sandra and Christy, hey, Mr. Wynn, Jennifer, Betty, thank you for being here. So look down, Miss Valerie. Just Be Real just posted the link to Clubhouse. So I'm not sure if you have to download the app. I'm not sure if you have to be invited. Hi, Connie. I don't know if you have to be. You have the app. Click on there and see if that will take you to the room if you like to be in the room. Hey, Miss Yo Loving Life. That's what I'm talking about. Essent Gem. Hello. All right. Well, you guys ready? Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Let's get started. Hold on. Let me look. What did I just do to my room? I got to see what I just did to my room, y'all. Forgive me. There we go. There go my room. Hey, Miss Tina. All right. Well, have you guys looked over the topic? The topic is, and I'm not going to be too long tonight, okay? We're just going to say some stuff. We're going to answer some questions, and then we'll answer some questions on the social media, like the ones you can see me on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all those. You can ask me some questions after I'm done. You are so welcome, Miss Danielle Nettles. Thank you so much. But P said, heck no. You're right. Oh, you don't? Okay. Cluster B Free Karen said you don't need an invite for Clubhouse anymore. So just click on that link and you can come over to Clubhouse if you like to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the topic. I'm going to give everybody that's on the visual social media an opportunity to ask some questions, and I'm going to switch over to Clubhouse for a few minutes. Okay. And then we will, give me a second here. And we will start the topic. All right. So a lot of you guys were answering the question yesterday when I posted the topic, and the topic is, can you be in a relationship with a narcissist and manage the narcissist? Can you manage the narcissist? Make sure that's can you manage them? Can you manage the narcissist? Okay, so first of all, let's think about this for a minute. You're in a, you can't unless you have no pride or desperate. Go ahead, P17. First of all, let's take this in consideration. And this is, everybody that's on social media does not know what they're talking about. There are some people that post stuff and people gravitate toward it. When you have a person that's coming out of a relationship, it's not even a relationship, a situationship with a narcissist, or have discovered something is not right in that situationship. A lot of people, think about yourself for a minute. A lot of people are desperate for answers. They're desperate for answers. They're desperate for someone to tell them something. They're desperate to make the pain go away. They want the hurt to stop. And a lot of times people will take anything. They will accept any kind of answer, anything to soothe that pain. Remember, I talked about cognitive dissonance before, where you have the truth. You have the truth and the reality of the situation, and then your emotions are so strong, it's trying to override the truth. So you got this internal battle going on where you create your own truth. And when you're talking about managing a narcissist, you can't even manage a lion. They can't manage themselves. Everything when concerning a narcissist is about power and control. There's no such thing as there is no such thing as 50-50 in a relationship. There is no such thing as, compromise. When you compromise, that's exactly what you're doing. You're compromising. You're compromising your health. You're compromising your sanity. And the longer that you're with a narcissist, the worse they get. Number one, the worse they get. And please excuse me, let me move this camera around a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't pop. Let me turn my volume up. All right. There we go. But the longer you are in a situationship with a narcissist, the more it eats you from the inside out. Slowly, you begin to die from the inside out. Your heart is always broken. You're always walking on eggshells. And that's why I also want to let you guys know, I'm not going to go in detail on here, because a lot of what I'm going to talk about is going to be at on the webinar. So Apostle Sadler is doing a webinar next Saturday, July 16th, and it's 2 sessions. The first session is trauma effects and its relief. And what I'm talking about, and some of you guys went to one of my webinars before, where I talked about the psychological and physiological damage that trauma can cause. And some trauma is not physical trauma. Some trauma is psychological trauma. There's brain damage, which can be corrected. There's brain damage. There's physiological problems. Some of you guys have heard of conversion disorder. Conversion disorder, you can go legal because of the stress of the relationship. You can legally go blind because of stress. You can actually become a paraplegic. You can become, and they can't find anything physically or medically wrong with you. And the stress from that relationship, it caused you to go into paralysis. There are some people that when they say that they had a nervous breakdown, there are some people that actually have psychotic breakdowns, psychotic episodes where they come out of reality. They're so under so much pressure and they're under so much stress with this narcissism. That's the whole thing, to drive you crazy. That is a sacrifice on the altar. But they'll drive you to a point where you're literally disconnect from reality. You'll begin to you start, it's almost like an altered reality. You're in a reality that you're in a whole altered reality, put it that way. When you have psychotic episode, that's when you start having tactile hallucinations, like you feel like something's crawling on you or touching you. You may have olfactory hallucinations, start smelling stuff. You may have visual hallucination. You may have audible or audio hallucinations, where you start hearing voices, seeing things, command voices. But you have to be careful because there are physiological, I'm sorry, all this hair in my face and in my mouth. But you'll start having hallucinations. And the longer you stay in this situationship, the longer you stay in these relationships. Hold on, y'all. I'm just having to fix my stuff. Hold on, y'all. Forgive me. Okay, there we go. But the longer you stay in these situationships, the more your body is breaking down. You have adrenaline being released. And some of you guys heard Apostle Sadler preaching this morning, but she talks about it, that cortisol buildup in your stomach. Some of you guys are walking around with this pot belly. So it looks like you're about 5 to 6 months pregnant. Your stomach just swollen all the time, So, but these are some of the things that I'll be talking about with Apostle Sadler in the first session of next week's webinar, and it's $75 for each session. And the second session is the power of the empath. You get to learn some things about what an empath really is. A lot of people make it into a spiritual thing. But on the psychological side of the house, there are some psychological aspects of how I'm not a narcissist, but how an empath developed, why they're hypersensitive, why they're so sensitive to their surrounding and sounds, and they want peace and quiet. A lot of that is trauma related too. And so there's 2 sessions. So make sure you go look. It's destinyhelper.ticketleap.com and go register. It's two sessions. One is in the morning from 9 to 12 p.m., which is Pacific Standard Time. And then Eastern Time is 3 hours ahead. And then the second session is from 1 to 4, which is Pacific Standard Time. So remember, you guys are 3 hours ahead on the East Coast. And so you don't want to miss it. Make sure you register for it because you don't want to miss it. So now, having said that part, and you're going to get more detail about it next Saturday during that webinar. But having said that much, think about it. How are you going to go? And a lot of people are trying to figure out, how can I make this person love me? They're not going to love you. They don't know how to love you. They don't understand the concept, but they don't have the capacity to love you, and a lot of people will accept anything. And so people are on the internet, on social media, telling people how to remain in the relationship and manage the relationship. If you are in a situationship with a narcissist, you're going to be drained. You're going to be used and abused. It's always going to be one-sided. It's what they want. Now, if that's what you want, you'll do anything to sacrifice yourself, your mind, your soul, your children to this narcissist, just so you can say that you have a man, or just so you can say that you have a woman, so that you can roll over and there's someone in the bed. And half the time they may not even be in the bed with you. A lot of them make excuses as to sleep downstairs on the couch, and have for years. Porn addictions, talking to other women or talking to other men, using excuses like, my back is hurting. Your back been hurting for 20, 30 years, bro, sis. Them bought 18 different mattresses and you still downstairs. It's an excuse, and some of them don't even come home at night, but That is what you want to live with? That is what you're saying you want to manage? Think about it for just a minute. I don't care what you do. A lion is a wild animal. I don't care how cute they look. Ooh, kitty, kitty, kitty. And you want to hug and kiss on them. And they're still a wild animal. And they still are driven by instinct. If they're hungry, they're going to eat. And you might be the person that they eat. You know, when they play, they got them big claws. You know, you don't know. They have an instinct. Sometimes if you watch cats, sometimes cats just get up and they just have this knack to go hunt or chase something. You could be what they're going to chase. You can't tame a lion. A lion has been wild too long for you to go and domesticate a lion. It's not going to happen. I don't care what you see on television. Even them are still kind of antsy and nervous being around a big lion. You know, wild animals are wild animals. Tigers don't change their stripes. Narcissists don't change their stripe. What you see is what you get. And the older that they get and the longer you're with them, the worse they're going to get. And the more you give up your soul, the more you give up your freedom, the more you give up your sanity, the more you give up your happiness, because everything revolves around them. They think that they're the sun and all the planets revolve around them. There is no joy. There is no happiness. The moments you do have joy and happiness, that's probably because they're love bombing you, you know, because they're trying to pull you back in because you done got mad about something. And if you happy, you only, it's on temporary. It's not real. I don't care what nobody says. Ain't no way, you know, unless they're in denial, there's no way you're going to tell me you happy in a relationship or situationship with a narcissist. No matter what it is you do, you sacrifice anything for them to stay. And you mean to tell me that you can manage a narcissist? Can't manage a narcissist, but they're controlling you. And a narcissist does not like to be controlled. A narcissist sure doesn't like to be managed. You're not going to tell a narcissist what to do or how to do it. You know, you have to manipulate in order to get your needs met dealing with a narcissist. So when you hear these teaching on social media about how to manage a narcissist, how to be in a healthy relationship with a narcissist, that's an oxymoron. How to roll around and poop and smell good. Come on, y'all. How to roll around in dog poop and still smell good. Come on, that's an oxymoron. How to be with a narcissist in a relationship and make it work and be happy. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all can't fall for just anything. You know, yes, you have to check yourself too. If you're hurting and you're desperate, you know, if you're hurting and you're desperate, a lot of times, unfortunately, you just want to accept whatever you can accept because you're hurting and you want the pain to go away. You know what I mean? You're hurting and you want that pain to go away. But that's unrealistic. There's no such thing as being in a relationship with a narcissist. And it's not even a relationship. It's a situationship. And that's all I got to say about that right there. So tell me, what's on your mind? Ask me some questions. I just had to clarify that because I've been hearing about that. And y'all, listen, I don't care what you do. You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to be enough. You're never going to do enough. It doesn't matter what you do or what you say. You're never going to win a narcissist over to you at all. You're being used. And I know that's a painful thing to hear, but you're being used. You're being abused. You're being misused. And a lot of you guys live in secret. Some of you turn a blind eye. You know there's stuff going on, but some of you turn a blind eye because you don't want to accept what is happening or what is going on. The moment you decide to challenge what it is that you have been living with, all hell breaks loose. And in your house is Armageddon. And y'all know it. Y'all know it. And some of you are still struggling whether to stay or leave. Well, one thing that I tell everybody is this. Don't ever go to therapy. Now, I can't speak for any other therapist. I can speak for myself. And I know I can speak for a lot of the people that do coaching on here. I'm not going to coach and I'm not going to provide therapy for someone that's trying to stay in an abusive relationship. I won't do it. And I'll let them know, I'm sorry, I cannot, because they want to know what can I do to improve the relationship. Leave. And then we have to help you leave in a wise way because you can't just jump up and take the kids because they'll try to use that. If you're coming to me for a strategy to leave, we can work with that because I have resources and people to connect you with to help you leave. But if you're coming in, I just want to know how to make this work. I'm not the person for you. And I let them know, I'm sorry, I'm not the person for you. When I'm doing coaching, as I'm talking to someone, when I begin to realize they just want to know how to stop hurting and how to make this thing work and to stay, I usually tell them, I'm not the one that's going to provide you with coaching. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to lie. Money is not that relevant for me to tell you a lie about how to make it in a situationship with a narcissist. It ain't going to happen. Telsha says she ain't gonna do it either. I will not coach someone trying to stay. No, absolutely not. It is not that your money is not that important for us to tell you a lie. Won't do it. Won't do it. You have to make up your mind whether you're gonna go or you're gonna stay. If you tell me that I'm gonna stay and make this work, then I usually tell you, all right, well, I can't do anything for you. I'm not the coach for you. There's nothing I can do for you. And some people get upset. I'm not the coach for you. I can't do anything. I can't do anything for you. Said, please provide info. Want to leave? Okay, you're gonna have to connect one-on-one with me. You have to connect one-on-one with me in order to get that information. So you can set up. You can email me, Dr. Carmen Bryant at outlook.com. I will tell you my coaching fees. Every coach that's on here, Cluster Be Free, tells you with the T on MPD, they're all going to charge you for the information. So you got to connect with one of the coaches, and they will set you up to help you leave your situation. They will connect you with some resources to help you to leave. Let's see. Even with the info, I'm not chasing, but I'm brokenhearted for my kids. Absolutely. And that is to be expected. That's sad. Yeah. Mine left me with over $10,000 in debt. Wish death on me. Demonic people. See? How do you stop thinking about them? Get into coaching, Sheikah. You got to get into some coaching. It's not my topic tonight. So normally when I get into a topic, that's called ruminating. So I did a video on ruminating, and I also do coaching, so I can help you with that as well. But that's not my topic tonight, so that's why I'm not going to elaborate. April Vaughn said, hold on just a minute. I feel you. I wouldn't want to coach nobody who wants to stay in that relationship. Get out. They would never change. They are who they are. And really, if you think about it, what if you coach somebody to stay in the situation that they're in and they get killed? Because you never, ever underestimate a narcissist. You never know what they'll do to you or your children. So what if you coach someone and help them stay and they end up getting murdered or they end up getting killed? Yes, you can email me, Dr. Carmen Bryant at outlook.com. Sandra said, oh my God, breaking things. Why do they do that? Everything to scare you and show you that they don't have any respect for anything that you own and something that you cherish. Think about it. Anything that you cherish or that you feel connected to or you value, they'll do it on purpose to get a reaction to hurt you. It could be your grandma, an heirloom from your grandmother, whatever. They'll break it all because they want a reaction from you. I had gold bullions that my grandfather bought when I was little. And so each one of my family members got like some gold pieces, gold bullions. Mine stole it. The one that I was with, I'm not going to say mine. The one I was married with stole it and pawned it. I can never find it. I had an Olympia camera, the last camera that my grandfather had. Well, second to the last camera my grandfather had. He let someone steal it out of my car. I had a beautiful ruby cross for my grandmother. He broke it and threw it. So anything that is of value that you cherish, they'll destroy it, because that's something you value and you cherish. So anything that you value and you cherish, that's what they go after, just to get a reaction. Even your animals. Absolutely, Miss Christie. Even your animals. Absolutely. Had a young lady here who talked last time when we were on Clubhouse, had a beautiful, beautiful dog and killed the dog. And what he was doing was he was getting his practice in to see what it felt like to murder, kill, and because she was the next victim. And he had already threatened her. So that's what they did. Yeah. He mentally destroyed me with silent treatment. Yep, that's what they do. Cluster B says, saw Dr. Carmen first on YouTube. Uh-oh. Sorry, it scrolled up. Sorry. Dr. Enrique Ortega Jr. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for being here. Yes, so true. They're mean. They don't care. Absolutely. What if you think they are a narcissist because of their actions, but you don't have it confirmed? Thanks. You have to keep watching. And the thing about it is, think about it for a minute. A lot of times, and I'm not saying that it's not relevant to see whether or not they're a narcissist or not, but at the same time, why would you stay in a situation where you're being abused, you're being misused, you're being verbally abused, you're being ignored, you're being rejected, you're being abandoned. Why would you, remember, most people say, I'm going to try to stay and make it work. That you're one person in a relationship that requires two people to put in an effort. And if you have the other person, I'm going to stay. It's for better or worse. I'm going to stay. Well, you're in the worst, and you're the only one that's trying. And really, it's what you desire. I want to make it work. Well, the other person probably doesn't want to make it work. You can tell by the way that the person treats you. It doesn't matter what comes out of their mouth, it's how they treat you. And if they're showing you, you ain't got to say it too many times to me. Once you show me something, I believe you. When you see it the first time, remember Maya Angelou, the first time a person shows you who they are, believe them, because that's who they are. And if they're mistreating you, later on you can go back and research. But I think Bishop T.D. Jakes said, why are you trying to figure out, about this person? Why are you trying to figure this out in the midst of your dilemma? In the middle of the storm, you're trying to figure out what kind of storm it is. In the middle of the fight, you're trying to figure out what type of person this is that you're fighting. Get out and then go investigate. But if a person is mistreating you, why would you try to figure out what they are? Why would you accept that? Who told you had to accept that? Who told you had to stay in something like that? Let's see. Right, it ain't worth it. Absolutely, divine destiny. I like that. I'm counseling a young lady that needs help. Okay. You have all sorts of resources. You have the International Domestic Violence Hotline. You have the International Domestic Violence Hotline. You can contact that number and they'll give you more resources in order to help that person get out. You can even contact like your local YWCA. And a lot of times they have domestic violence advocate. You find a agency that has domestic violence advocates and they will assist you. Sometimes they will even assist you in helping that person escape and change their identity to get them in a whole nother state. It took me a while, but once I could see I was out. Good job. I'll figure it out once I'm done. Right. Exactly. Figured out after the fact, not in the middle of it. I'm just getting out. I was reverse discarded on my birthday. How do you reverse discard? You discarded and then he turned around and discarded you? Or what does that mean? What does reverse discard mean? Then what you'll have to do is you're going to have to contact like the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and they will connect you to resources in your state. There you go. Trying to tame a narcissist is like trying to comb knots in hair with... I like that. She said trying to tame a narcissist is like trying to comb knots in hair with a plastic fork. Come on, girl. I like that analogy. He made me leave him. That's a reverse discard. No. He discarded. That's not a reverse discard. He discarded. He just made you leave. But that's a discard. He'd already discarded you. A narcissist is just a nice word. They're Jezebels. Actually, they're not, but that's okay. We're going to talk about that one day. Most people don't have anything to compare it to, so they usually keep going back to Jezebel. But a narcissist is more than just a Jezebel. They have a lot of characteristics of Jezebel, but it's more than just a Jezebel. They force you to end it. Yep, that's what they try to do. Okay, so sometimes when you guys write them real long ones, because there are so many people on here, like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, like other ones, and so when you're posting like long statements, I can't read them all because of the fact it's moving too fast. So for some of you guys, it doesn't look like it's moving real fast, but on my side, because all of the channels are connected, it's moving really, really fast. So if you write like a long statement on there, I can't read everything. Why it took me so long to figure it out, 12 years, because you knew, but you probably were in denial. A lot of times, you're just in denial. Are narcs sexually abusive? They can be, yes. Not all of them, but they can be, yes. And no, think about it. It's more, yes, a lot of times people connected, because that's like the only thing you can compare it to. But if you actually go to 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, and go and look at it from the amplified version, it actually says narcissist in there. But normally you get a description of the behavior, and you get a description of their behavior. I think it's 2 Timothy 3rd chapter. I think it's that one. But and go to amplified, and it says narcissist, but it gives you a description of the behavior. But that's the only thing that most people can compare it to. But it's more than just a Jezebel spirit. It's more than just that. It's more. How can I let go if I left him but can't let go? Therapy, Tina. You're gonna have to get yourself into some type of therapy. Get with somebody that specializes in trauma, or get with a coach, to help you to let go. And they come up with some strategies to help you to let go, because you have to let go. Sometimes you're holding something in your hand and you're just not ready to let go, so you just won't let go. Absolutely, P17. Absolutely. Medication. See, a lot of people have to get on medication. Absolutely. They sexually starve you too. They like dangling a carrot, then love bomb to reel you back in. Absolutely. Whatever it is that you like, or whatever it is that you desire, is the very thing that they will starve you of, whether it's attention, whether it's sex in a relationship. They'll do whatever they can possibly do to injure you the best way that they can. And especially if you're like in a marriage or in a relationship, and sex has, but they'll starve you of that to make you feel less than. Whatever they can do to take away from your esteem, from your self-worth, that is what they'll do. So let's look over here. Future faking is real. Absolutely. Yep. So you're asking, is the covert worse than the overt? Both of them are worse, because the covert, the overt is very obvious. The overt is one that a lot of times those are the ones that are quick to get like domestic violence charges. Those are the ones that don't have a problem put their hands on you. They're very obvious. Anything, they're almost like anything you read in the book, you'll see it happening, because they're very, very obvious. Covert are more hidden. Covert means more hidden, but covert is also those are the ones that are so charismatic. They're so, so both of them are dangerous, but and both of them are bad, the behavior. But covert, those are the ones that are like very charismatic. People love them. They'll give the shirt off of their back. They do so many things for the city, for the people, for the church. These are the people that when you say that this person is abusing you, people don't believe you, because they've gained so many flying monkeys. They've impressed so many people. And this person is just a sweetheart. I can't believe that you're talking about the same person. So that's the difference between the two. A malignant narcissist, sadistic tendencies, NPD, sociopath, extremely cruel. Yep. Narcissists string you along with breadcrumbs, little niceties. Absolutely. And that's called breadcrumbing. Exactly. Yep. Can a covert also be an overt? A lot of times what may happen is they may start off as overts, and that's the lower narcissists, and as they gradually begin to discover themselves, they may go from being overt, and they begin to realize how easy it is to manipulate people as they get to know themselves, if they get to know what they can and cannot do and how to do things. And slowly they begin to realize that being covert, going into covert, so some of them do switch over from overt to covert. Then you have some of the older narcissists that may have been covert at a time, at one time. And what may have happened is they may have lost their looks, their charm, or whatever, and they become angry and bitter, and they become overt, very obvious. All that time, they were pretty subtle. Now all of a sudden they're just very obvious, mean, cruel, loud, nasty, just mean. It seems like so many men are like this. It seems like they think this is normal to be like this. Well, number one, statistically speaking, those people that have been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, statistically speaking, NPD is higher in males Now, keep in mind, this is of those that have been diagnosed with, that actually were tested. It's actually higher in males than it is in females. And borderline personality disorder is higher in females than it is in males. But check this out. There's a high percentage of people that have borderline personality disorder that also have narcissistic personality disorder. And there's a high percentage of people that have NPD that also has BPD, borderline personality disorder. And so it kind of, and then you have to remember that not all narcissists have been officially diagnosed, and not all narcissists will be a part of a study. So what the statistic realistically are now. These were statistics of 2013 when they wrote the DSM. But if you think about it, that's how the statistics are. And of course, a narcissist always assumes that they're normal. They don't know that they're a narcissist. Many of them don't know that they're a narcissist. They know they're different. They know there's something different about them. But what narcissist do you know is going to admit that they're a narcissist unless they are a self-aware narcissist, or a higher grade, the higher, what do they call it? The higher narcissist. Those are the ones that understand who they are and what they can and cannot do. Those self-aware narcissists, a lot of them that you see on social media and everything, think about it. They're not out to help anybody. What they're doing is they're finding another way to attract flying monkeys, to attract an audience. You're giving them fuel, and they'll tell you you're giving them fuel. You're giving them what they want. And a lot of people even seek them for coaching. You're giving them what they want. The very thing that we're telling you not to do is the very thing that is happening, that people do. Hold on a minute. I don't have my glasses. I'm still recovering from all the financial abuse, not to mention all the emotional and verbal. Yeah. Sometimes that can take a while to recover from. To help break the trauma bond, make a list of all the mean things they did and read it. It's a good one. That's a good one. That'll keep you away too. Think of all the horrible things instead of all the good things. My ex-narc is very manipulative. I still have self-esteem issues. Most people do. They come out of a situation like that. Most people do. All right, ladies and gentlemen. She's self-aware and teaching herself, but I was not going. My discard was at the prompting of 2 incestuous women. Ew. Ew. Why does the permanent supply hate me more than all women before and after me? I don't know. I don't have enough information about you to answer that. So it's not a permanent supply. Most supply are not permanent supplies, but I don't know. I don't have enough information about you to answer that question, so I'm not sure. So intellectual and narcissistic people are even more dangerous because they know exactly what they're doing without remorse. Word salad that's exhausting in order to gaslight your own reality. Intellectual and narcissistic people. Well, not all intellectual people. I'm an intellectual person, but I'm not narcissistic. But what you're talking about is you're talking about the cerebral narcissist. Cerebral narcissist is intelligent. Narcissism, golden child. Narcissism is an adjective to describe a behavior. Narcissistic personality disorder is actually a disorder. It's an illness, a mental illness. Do self-aware narcissists change? Absolutely not. Let's see. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go over here to Clubhouse so I don't stay here all night. I got, those of you that know about church and everything, I got all this oil in my hair. Y'all know about the laying of the hands and everything, so I got a lot of oil on top of my head. I got a lot of oil in my hair. So laying of the hands. So do know, like the long, if you're writing a long comment on there, I can't read it because it disappears too quick. Too quick. So Cluster B Free said narcissists only get worse with time. Absolutely. That's right. She was with one for 31 years. Yep. And they did not get better. They got worse. So then people that be teaching, they just telling what they do. Yeah, but you have to think. You got truth. and you got to lie. So if you got a little lie mixed with some truth, it's a whole lie. And so a lot of times they're telling you stuff, but they're not. Why would a narcissist tell you how to defeat them? They'll give you enough information to string you along, but what narcissist will ever tell you how to totally defeat them? It's not going to happen. That's why they hate us, because we'll tell you. And defeating a narcissist does not mean fighting a narcissist. But a narcissist is never going to tell you how to defeat them. What purpose does that serve? It's a game, and it's a very good game. A lot of people fall for it right on social media. Yeah. Of course, yeah. Narc believes their own lies. They tell lies long enough, they believe it themselves. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me switch over to my guest over here on Clubhouse, so that we can open it up. So if people would like to ask me some questions, they can ask me some questions over here as well. So if you would like to hear their voices, you're welcome to come over to Clubhouse and hear their voices. I know they would love to hear your voice as well. And let me look. Give me a second. All right. It's still not showing up. So those of you that would like to come over to Clubhouse for a few minutes, I'm going to be over at Clubhouse for a few minutes. Remember, you guys, I have a conference coming up July 30th in Atlanta, Georgia. I would love to meet some of you guys behind the names. You can go to overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com. The bigger your group, the bigger the discount. You can also be online. So if you can't be there in person, be online. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, everybody, sometimes, I had a few people say, I thought about canceling and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I came, because sometimes the information that you get when you're in person, even when the cameras go off and we go out to eat or whatever, sometimes the information that you get in person, when you get to put your hands on someone, hold them and shake their hands and love on them and sign their books and take pictures with them, it's totally different than what you see online. And so if you are able to come to Atlanta, please come to Atlanta. If you can't, come online and support me, because you have to remember that in order to move this, in order for me, because I'm creating a program, and the program's intention of the intention of the program is to get it into the college curriculums, to get it into the domestic violence training, to get it into the judicial system and the training of the lawyers, to get it to the coaches, but the only way that I can make this happen is when you guys support it. That means coming to the conferences, listening to the, coming in and joining the webinars. So please, if you have an opportunity to come, if you need a payment plan, a lot of it has to be done by next week anyway. So just go on there and get you a ticket. You can still join me online. Please get you a ticket. A lot of those in person has to be done by the 16th. So a lot of the payments for in person has to be done. But a lot of this has to be done by the 16th. But online will be open up until, probably the week that I get ready to leave. And so please join us. There's a webinar July 16th. This coming up Saturday. Go to destinyhelper.ticketleap.com, and also Hawaii, 11th through the 16th of August. Now, some of you may not be able to be there from the 11th to the 16th. And so the conference is the 12th, 13th, and 14th, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you can't be there that whole week, you can fly in and come in for that Friday, Saturday, and then that Sunday, and then leave out that evening and go back home. So you don't have to be there. If you can't be there the whole, that whole long period of time, just come for that weekend. And if you can't be there for that weekend, just come online. And you'll be there for the whole 3 days for the conference. You're going to see everything that everybody else sees at that conference. So please go to destinyhelper.ticketleap.com or email destinyhelper12s@gmail.com if you need a payment plan. And the business development will send you a payment plan through PayPal invoice, so that you can make payments to get to the conference in Hawaii. And then if you need a hotel room, you can go into his Chambers Global Ministry, hit the event tab, and on the event tab, discussion, and then you'll see the hotel right there. So remember, you got to get your plane ticket, hotel, and then the ticket for the conference, because you're going to be fed those 3 days that you are there. You have a wonderful lunch while you're there. So hopefully we get to see you somewhere in between there. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of you guys. Some of you guys are already registered for Atlanta. It's going to be absolutely wonderful, just like it was last time. So I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for taking care of me. And thank you for allowing me to talk to you about narcissistic personality disorder. And we go beyond just me being a clinician and giving you this information based off of experiential, based off of my clinical experience and personal experience, because many of you know that I myself was in a marriage for 22 years to we're gonna say a covert, um dang, I'm on a roll right now. So you got the covert is a covert. You started off as cerebral, so he kept the traits of the cerebral. Covert narcissist, somatic narcissist, pretty somatic narcissist. You look a mess now, but a pretty cerebral turned into somatic narcissist. 22 years, 22 years. So, got some notches on my belt. I could talk about it and then, study it, coach, therapy, come in and out of therapy, people in the relationship. I see what it does, talk to people all the time. So, and I study it. Like I said, I'm in the midst of writing a book and writing a program for you guys. So I appreciate all your support. I appreciate all your support. If you need coaching, you can email me. And please keep in mind that I'm booked up a lot. I'm booked up a lot because I also have a private practice. So I am a clinical therapist. I'm a licensed mental health therapist. I'm also a certified clinical trauma professional. I am in the state of Washington, so I cannot provide therapy to anyone outside the state of Washington. I can provide coaching, but that's different from therapy. And so I can provide coaching, but my books stay full a lot. So if you get a slot, you got to take that slot. If you don't get a slot, you just have to wait. But you can email me at drcarmenbryant@outlook.com, and I will provide you with my fees for services. You got people like Chelsea with the T on MPD. You got Cluster B Free, Karen, that are also coaches if you're interested in them. And you can contact them as well. So thank you. And of course, my mother, Apostle Helen Sadler, destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. And you can contact her. And I thank you guys so much for your support. I'm going to cut it off and come on over here to Clubhouse. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You guys have a wonderful evening and go and be great. And I found out Valerie was tall. Me and Valerie took a picture. I was looking at some of our pictures, Valerie. Me and Valerie about the same height. I felt so much better. But Valerie, wait till you meet Telsha. Telsha is this big. Telsha this big. Hey, you guys have a wonderful evening, okay? Thank you guys. Good night. Good night, Miss Karen. Good night, everybody.